Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition here of Friday Night SmackDown. How are y'all doing? My name is Dominic, of course, behind the commentary table, and it seems as though on this go-home edition to WrestleMania, we're going to be kicking it off with the man, the phenom, the legend, who at WrestleMania will be competing in his final matchup against The Fiend inside the confines of a Hell in a Cell. The man who has become synonymous with that match type, that massive and dangerous structure here in the WWE, none other than The Undertaker. And as the entire arena, ladies and gentlemen, stand up in respect for him, I want to remind you all of what's going to be happening here tonight, as apparently we're going to be kicking off with The Undertaker. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing here. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to have to say in regards to WrestleMania, but I can't wait to find out. Okay, however, not only that, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of action to get through on this super edition of Friday Night SmackDown. Okay, we've got Ember Moon and Kairi Sane competing in tag team action against Bayley and Sasha Banks. We've got EC3 versus Jaxson Ryker in a Falls Count Anywhere match. We've got Andrade Cien versus John Cena. We're going to be hearing from Daniel Bryan later on. And honestly, you don't know what the hell is going to happen here tonight, because a lot could happen here. It's the go-home edition of WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. It's the biggest episode of SmackDown of the calendar year, and I can't wait to see what transpires. However, ladies and gentlemen, The Undertaker is the big talking point right now. What exactly is he doing here? What exactly does the Phenom himself have to say? Ooh. 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 Well, The Undertaker apparently being attacked by the Fiend, as you just saw. Well, later on tonight, as you can see, we're gonna have some tag team action as the Fiend apparently set his attention to The Undertaker before the WrestleMania match. Also, speaking of WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan, he's going to have something to say in regards to his match at WrestleMania against Keith Lee for the NXT title. And the Fiend apparently not liking what The Undertaker just had to say. And I know that there are some title cards, as you can see right now, to hype up the rest of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to have a Falls Count Anywhere main event EC3 versus Jaxson Ryker. If Ryker wins, he will be signed by World Wrestling Entertainment. Okay, a lot of stakes in that matchup. Obviously, a lot of stakes in the match between Taker and The Fiend. Okay, a lot happening already here, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight. However, last week, something interesting happened in regards to the bar following that night's show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we just had a calming down period, okay, a grace period in which we can, try to get past the beginning moments of the show with The Undertaker being attacked by The Fiend. And apparently last week, as you just heard, Cesaro and Sheamus, I guess, are back as a tag team, okay? They've been kind of having this feud over the past few months, but it seems as though they have come out of it perhaps once again a better tag team. Well, I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't know what the future holds for those two men, Cesaro and Sheamus. Okay, apparently they're going to be a tag team again. Okay, the bar is back in action following the fight that these two have had for the past few months. Okay, brawling everywhere. However, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to perhaps see a brawl in the middle of that ring, as the opening matchup of the evening will be Andrade Cien Almas, that man right there, the man who lost to Drew McIntyre last week, losing his shot at being Intercontinental Champion. Okay, it's going to be Andrade Cien Almas looking to regain that momentum that he had prior to that loss against McIntyre, as he is set to take on the man who will be competing against the Rated R Superstar, the SmackDown General Manager, the man who at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view shocked the world by returning to the WWE for competition, as John Cena is set to take on Edge. But first, he's taking on Andrade Cien Almas, as I admittedly try to gather my bearings here following what we just saw. Okay, The Fiend attacking The Undertaker, those two forces of darkness, I guess. However, John Cena, he has become the light of many. Okay, so many children throughout the world, okay, when they turn on their television, when they see John Cena, when they hear that burr, 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 you know the whole deal. When they see John Cena, they get excited. But tonight, John Cena, he can't focus on any of them. He can't focus on the people that look up to him. He has to focus on Andrade Cien Almas, because if he doesn't focus 100% on Andrade, and I get that that's a very difficult task for Mr. Cena. After all, he's got to be thinking about WrestleMania. He's got to be thinking about Edge. He's got to be thinking about all of those things that will be happening at WrestleMania. He's got to be thinking about his plan going into WrestleMania, his game plan to perhaps defeat Edge in his massive singles return matchup. But first, he has to focus on Andrade Cien Almas. As Almas there, you see immediately feeling a bit cocky here, and John Cena not wasting any time with a DDT, dropping him on the top of his head. And Andrade now gets taken down. Oh, goes for a pinfall attempt. Andrade immediately kicks out, however, and here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the time for talk is over. I know the first few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't really seen too much action. However, right now, it's time for a fight. As John Cena, undeniably, one of the best to ever enter that squared circle, versus Andrade Cien perhaps the next generation's best. We're going to find out here tonight if Andrade can defeat John Cena ahead of his match at WrestleMania. And you got to think Andrade Cien has got to be thinking a few things as well. Okay, he's not on that WrestleMania card. Okay, he lost to Drew McIntyre last week, so perhaps he may be doubting himself here tonight against John Cena. And Cena, he has to play on that potential factor. As you can see right now, John Cena takes down Andrade, hits him with the elbow drop right to the chest. However, Andrade nonetheless gets up, goes for a running drop kick, and instead gets taken down there as Zelina Vega watches on. And you gotta think somewhere Edge is watching this one as well. Okay, he's got a lot of history with John Cena, but I don't think he's ever met this new version of John Cena in the middle of that ring. Okay, he's a very different man than he was in 2006, 2007, 2008 when they had that legendary rivalry. However, right now, Andrade, there you see, perhaps talking some smack to John Cena. Okay, telling him to get back into the ring, challenging the former WWE champion. And there you can see right there, John Cena, he enters the ring. Andrade, however, goes for a chop to the chest. Instead, he catches him, picks him up on his shoulders. However, Cena now with the brutal punches right to the side of the head. And Andrade now not looking too good. John Cena connects with a kick to the gut. And a power bomb connecting, a thunderous power bomb. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, Andrade falling hard onto that mat, and John Cena realizes that this could be his moment to perhaps prove to Edge just why he is so dangerous in that ring. However, Andrade Cien, perhaps an equally dangerous man, pushes him off, but he can't get out of that knee that John Cena just slammed into the ribs of Andrade, but nonetheless, Andrade slams Cena into the mat. 2, no, and only a 2 count there. Okay, fireman's carry, then turning him around there. I almost thought he was going for an attitude adjustment, just to show a bit more disrespect to John Cena, because that's what Andrade Cien does. He shows a lot of disrespect towards his fellow competitor. Okay, I don't know whether he truly feels that way about men like John Cena, whether he truly does not respect men like John Cena, as he gets a big boot right to the chin, or if that's all psychological warfare against his competitors. However, I can tell you this, Andrade Cien, he doesn't need that psychological warfare because, he's doing just fine on his own with those elbows, with those kicks, with those high-flying maneuvers. Andrade Cien, he is a one-of-a-kind competitor, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason he's the first ever NXT champion, and it's because of moves like that. Those high-impact maneuvers that get the job done. Launching himself on a John Cena who ain't looking too good right now. And Andrade sees this as an opportunity. Perhaps not. Perhaps deciding not to go for the pinfall right away. Instead, he waits for Cena to get back to his feet. Cartwheel, backflip into the kick. We've seen it before, and it always looks so amazing. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, it may look amazing, ladies and gentlemen, but I guarantee you it does not feel that good when you're on the receiving end of that devastating kick to the back of the head. And John Cena now, he needs to get up. He's starting to think about getting up here, and that may not be such a good idea. Or perhaps it is. Okay, Andrade waiting for him, stalking his prey so that he can hit things like that. Those vicious elbows and those chops that he has become known for here in the WWE. Sure, he's a high flyer, he's a brawler, but he's also a technical wrestler as well, Andrade. In my opinion, one of those rare competitors who may just be the total package. And Zelina Vega, of course, just helping to complete that total package. Over John Cena now. Wait a second. Cena out of nowhere! 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. Okay, I was just hyping up Andrade Cien, talking about him being the potential total package, and it seems though John Cena, with an out of nowhere attitude adjustment, trying to prove me wrong. And yet Andrade somehow kicks out of it as wait a second, kicks him in the gut. He kicks him in the gut, and out of nowhere with the arm trap DDT. 1, 2, No, and only a 2 count again. Cena hitting Almas with his best move. Almas striking back with his best move, and yet neither man willing to quit. Okay, Andrade wants to show the world that he is perhaps the most dangerous man here on SmackDown with that stomp right to the chest. However, John Cena, I don't think he's quite focused on the world per se. He's more focused on Edge, his WrestleMania opponent. He wants to prove to Edge that he is still a dangerous man. So wait a second, John Cena. Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Oh, and he connects. And John Cena, with the famous resiliency, with the famous heart, connecting with the 5-knuckle shuffle. And John Cena out of nowhere, I don't know what the hell's gotten into him. He just took an arm trap DDT by Andrade, and yet he's still somehow trying to make a bit of a comeback here. Wait a second, Andrade again with the arm trap DDT. 1, 2, 3, and Andrade seeing Almas. Out of nowhere. Okay, the moment John Cena tries to make a bit of a comeback here tonight, Andrade plants him with the arm trap DDT to get the job done. However, John Cena, of course, hitting the attitude adjustment earlier on, out of nowhere per se, with that attitude adjustment. I thought it was over there. However, Andrade gets the job done, and there you see John Cena, perhaps not looking too good going into WrestleMania. Okay, Andrade gets the job done over the future Hall of Famer. Surely the future Hall of Famer. However, already that man, the rated R superstar, he's already a Hall of Famer here in the WWE as he's staring down John Cena. And you gotta think Edge, perhaps liking what he's seeing with John Cena losing to Andrade Cien Almas just a few moments ago. Well, it seems as though Aleister Black vows to protect the roster from evil. And more specifically, the evil of Kevin Owens, the current WWE Champion. However, ladies and gentlemen, the question now is, will Aleister Black be able to do just that? Will he be able to take that WWE title away from Kevin Owens? Or will Kevin Owens, once again, show the world why he may just be one of the most devastating and brutal competitors in WWE history? However, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're going to turn our attention to some women's action as that woman, Ember Moon, is looking to team up alongside Kairi Sane, the Pirate Princess herself, to take on the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Sasha Banks. Now, obviously, Kairi Sane and Ember Moon have grown this, I guess you could say, have grown this friendship here on SmackDown out of a combined hatred for Bayley and Sasha. Okay, if Kairi Sane is getting attacked by either Bayley or Sasha, Ember Moon quickly comes out to try and save her. And of course, the other way around, if it's Ember Moon getting attacked like she was getting attacked a few weeks ago after her match against Lacey Evans by Bayley and Sasha Banks, well then Kairi Sane ran down to the ring to save Ember Moon. Okay, so these two women have clearly grown a bit of a friendship through their hatred of Bayley and Sasha. However, tonight, Ember Moon, perhaps, is worrying about her match at WrestleMania. Of course, it's going to be Ember Moon versus Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania. Okay, Ember Moon even losing her SmackDown Women's title to Bayley back at Survivor Series due to the help of the woman on Bayley's left, or of course our right, Sasha Banks. Okay, these two women formed a bit of a partnership after Bayley and Sasha Banks, ladies and gentlemen, both cost Ember Moon her chance to defeat Bayley at that Survivor Series pay-per-view. However, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Bayley and Sasha Banks, they are looking to cost her a victory again in this tag team matchup. However, Ember Moon, she has proven to be a very difficult competitor to defeat here on SmackDown. In fact, winning an Elimination Chamber match to enter that WrestleMania card to get a shot at Bayley's SmackDown Women's title. However, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see if Ember Moon... Oh, wait a second. The bell rung, ladies and gentlemen, and Bayley and Ember Moon were the two legal competitors in the matchup. Ember Moon immediately charging towards her, but instead Bayley immediately tags out to Sasha Banks. And now the match right underway here. Perhaps Bayley trying to get into the psyche of Ember Moon. Okay, giving her just a brief moment in which she may think to herself that she can finally get her hands on Bayley before WrestleMania. However, that's not happening, at least not yet, as Ember Moon goes after Sasha Banks. Oh, with a kick right to the gut. And now Ember Moon, oh, what is this? Oh, God! Dropping her there as you just see Banks crumble. Following that slam and then a punch right to the jaw of Bayley. And perhaps the distraction with her attack on Bayley may just lead to some offense here by Sasha Banks, as you're seeing right now with the strikes connecting right to the jaw of Ember Moon. But Ember Moon, once again proving that she is a very dangerous competitor and very hard to keep down. She goes for the cover, 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count following the backstabber. And you gotta think also, Ember Moon and Bayley are both coming into this one not wanting to gain any sort of injury before that WrestleMania pay-per-view event. Because, of course, at WrestleMania, the two women will be competing. And if Ember Moon or Bayley were to somehow suffer an injury here tonight, you gotta think that the other competitor at that WrestleMania event will want to take advantage of it, as Ember Moon connects with a massive kick right to the jaw. Now she flies to the outside with the dive. And Ember Moon now on fire. I don't think I've ever seen her. Oh, God, with the DDT there on the outside. I don't think I've ever seen her hit with that. I don't even know what to call it. With that spinning kick right to the face of Sasha. As now Ember Moon goes to the top, perhaps looking to end it here. As Sasha Banks looks to get up. You do not want to get up when Ember Moon is on the top turnbuckle going for the Eclipse. But, oh my God. And then a cheap shot there to Kairi Sane. Ember Moon, oh God, just crumbles into the mat. And Sasha Banks now, perhaps using that as an opportunity. Okay, Ember going for an Eclipse, nobody home. And sure, when she hits it, it's absolutely devastating. But when she misses it, it is an absolute tide turner, as you're seeing here tonight with Bayley going after Ember Moon. Oh, with a kick right to the lower spine for good measure. Oh, and another one as well. Kairi Sane, of course, watching on, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, the main story may feel like it's between Ember and Bayley. However, right now, Ember goes after Bayley. However, Bayley strikes back immediately. But also, Kairi Sane, she's had her own history with Bayley and Sasha Banks. a few months ago. However, right now, here you see Ember Moon with the kicks right to Bayley as she takes her down. Oh, and then an elbow for good measure. And perhaps now Ember Moon sees this as an opportunity to finally get her hands on the woman who took her SmackDown Women's title away from her back at Survivor Series. And oh god, not just her hands, but her feet as well, just stomping on her over and over again. Oh, and then an elbow right to the thigh, perhaps right to the inner knee of the champion. However, Bayley, there you see, runs towards her, takes her down there as she gets up. However, Ember gets up immediately following her. And Bayley now trying to fight back, perhaps, throwing Ember Moon into the corner. And now a chop right there to her next challenger, tagging in Sasha Banks. Okay, as soon as she's in any danger here on SmackDown, she immediately, as you just saw there in this tag team match, as she tags out to Sasha Banks, she immediately tries to get the help, tries to get the aid of Sasha Banks. However, Kairi Sane tagging in, and here we go. Okay, I was in the middle of a sentence talking about Bayley and Sasha's relationship here on SmackDown. However, Kairi Sane has tagged in, and she's finally the legal woman in this matchup. And here we go with the strikes by Kairi. Okay, ever since joining SmackDown a few months ago, Kairi Sane has proven to be one of the most incredible competitors in this women's division. It's because of moves like that, with that horrific looking strike, that backhand right to the jaw of Sasha as Bayley gets taken down off the apron with a bit of a cheap shot by Kairi. However, Sane right now, goes for a drop kick, but Sasha Banks reverses. Oh my god, and then a kick right to the side of the head. And Sasha now, goes to pick her up here. Oh, but instead Kairi takes her down, tripping her there. As now Sane goes up to the top, and just like with Ember Moon, as soon as Kairi Sane goes up to the top, you do not want to be on the ground with the insane elbow right to the heart of Sasha Banks as she takes down Bayley. She takes down Bayley, seeing this as an opportunity, following the insane elbow. 2. No, and only a 2 count there, getting the shoulder up. Okay, that insane elbow has proven to be absolutely devastating to anybody on the receiving end of it, yet Sasha Banks somehow gets the shoulder up. However, right now, Kairi Sane, oh god, with a vicious forearm strike right to the jaw of Sasha, who gets up, charges towards her, kicks her in the stomach there, and Sane now looking too good following the neck breaker. And the cover, 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. As now Kairi and Sasha are seemingly going back and forth here, and it seems as though Kairi wants to tag out, and she does, to Ember Moon, as Moon, charges towards her, but instead gets reversed, as Sasha moves out of the way of the kick, as she goes to grab her here, grabs the arm, but instead she does not grab the opposing arm of Ember Moon, the one that hit her right in the jaw as she flips into the clothesline, into the corner, into Sasha Banks, and right now Ember Moon, perhaps following the tag on a bit of a hot streak here. Let's see if she can continue it as she flies to the outside onto the SmackDown Women's Champion. And Ember now goes up to the top. Sasha, she's slow to get up, but she does nonetheless as she connects with the Eclipse. 1, 2, 3. And Ember Moon, alongside Kairi Sane, gets the job done here on SmackDown. And you gotta think, if Ember Moon can hit that Eclipse on Bayley at WrestleMania, then perhaps we may just see her walk out with the SmackDown Women's title. However, of course, Bayley not the competitor who was pinned here tonight, so we don't know if Bayley would actually kick out of that Eclipse. But I do know this, Ember Moon must be feeling good as she's riding high from the momentum alongside Kairi Sane. As you can see, Kairi and Ember Moon celebrating the victory. We're going to find out at WrestleMania if Ember can celebrate another victory with her holding the SmackDown Women's Championship. Well, Daniel Bryan, as you just heard, having a few choice words for Keith Lee, of course, his opponent for WrestleMania, where Keith Lee will be, I guess, defending the NXT Championship for the first time, and perhaps the last time if Daniel Bryan has his way at that event. However, right now, ladies and gentlemen, let us turn our attention to the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, as Kofi Kingston, representing the New Day, will be going up against Eric Young, the leader of Sanity. Of course, the New Day and Sanity are going to be battling at WrestleMania in a ladder match for those SmackDown Tag Team titles. A ladder match, mind you, that I expect to be absolutely, and pardon my pun, because Sanity, the leader of Sanity, is coming out here in a few moments, Eric Young, but it should be chaotic at that event between the New Day and Sanity. Okay, sure, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Big E, those three individuals, okay, they love to horse around, they love to play with the audience, okay, they are a joyful trio. However, when you enter that ring, and when it's a massive match, like a match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, when it is a match filled to the brim with these incredible stakes, I can tell you this, Woods and Big E, they will not be playing around. They will be going in there, they will be fighting until they win. That is, of course, if they can win against the combined power and unpredictable nature of Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf. However, Eric Young and Kofi Kingston are the other two members of their respective factions. Of course, as I said earlier, Eric Young, he is the leader of Sanity. Kofi Kingston, another member of the New Day. Okay, those two competitors will be competing tonight because they will not be competing at WrestleMania. Okay, they are not going to be the two representatives for their respective factions. And tonight, we're going to see if Eric Young can get the job done against Kofi Kingston, or if Kofi Kingston, representing the New Day, can get the momentum for his team. Okay, this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, is all about the momentum for, well, the respective New Day and Sanity factions here on SmackDown. Let's see which team will walk into WrestleMania with the most momentum. Here we go. Kofi Kingston, Eric Young, let's get into it. There's now Eric Young. He has proven to be a bit of a wild competitor here on SmackDown. Okay, you never know what's going through the mind of Eric Young. He could come in here and he could compete with a more technical style, as you're seeing here tonight. He could compete with a bit of a brawler-like mentality with vicious, right hands. He can come in here tonight and shockingly, despite his size, put on a powerhouse performance. Okay, you never know what's going on with Eric Young. However, Kofi Kingston charges towards him and gets launched into the air. As you can see just now, Eric Young showing off that power that I was just mentioning. However, Kofi Kingston here tonight, the most athletic competitor in the New Day, just getting launched to the outside. And that is not where you want to be when you are competing against Eric Young. Okay, he loves to use his environment to his advantage. Okay, he can compete in that hardcore style. He can compete in in a bit of a fighting style, as you can see here. Okay, as he's brawling throughout the outside alongside Kofi Kingston, launching him into the crowd here. And as you can hear, the referee with the count. However, in our main event, is a punch to the face by Kofi Kingston. You will not be hearing that count by the referee. Okay, of course, it's a false count anywhere match. No disqualification, no counts. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission, and it doesn't even have to be inside the confines of the squared circle. Okay, EC3 and Jaxson Ryker are going to be able to do whatever they want to in that false count anywhere match, and Jaxson Ryker may have to do everything he can to defeat EC3 and to get his job back here in WWE. However, right now, Kofi Kingston charges towards Eric Young, sees this as an opportunity to connect with a massive DDT, dropping him. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. As now, Eric Young with a kick right to the abdomen, and then a punch to the face. And now it seems as though that brawler-like mentality of Sanity's leader is being put on display as he launches towards him with the clothesline, following a few punches off those ropes. And now, speaking of punches, it looks like Eric Young is raining them down here on Kofi Kingston, and Kingston's not looking too... Hold on, wait a second. He's not looking too good as... Hold on, I'm being told something's happening backstage here. Okay, well, something's happening. Wait a second, Sasha Banks! Apparently, backstage right now, as Young and Kofi are battling here tonight, it seems as though Moon and Banks are battling backstage. What the hell? It looks more like an assault by Sasha Banks here backstage. And I'm not too sure what to make of it. I'm not too sure. Oh my god, look at the power. Oh my god, just trying to almost rip the head off of his shoulders with Eric Young. But Sasha Banks apparently attacking Ember Moon just a few seconds ago. Of course, Sasha Banks, I guess, was the competitor who was pinned in that tag team match earlier on between, of course, Kyrie and Moon versus Sasha and Bayley. But you gotta think Ember Moon, okay, she's gotta worry about WrestleMania. Is she walking into WrestleMania 100%? I have no idea. However, Eric Young flies off the top with the front drop kick. And now goes for the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. And I don't mean to take away from the action here, but Sasha just attacked Ember Moon backstage. And I am being told right now, ladies and gentlemen, okay, the EMTs are rushing towards Ember Moon here. I believe they're in the catering area of the backstage area. As Kofi Kingston, perhaps gearing up for trouble in paradise, runs towards him. Oh, but instead fakes him out with the DDT. And perhaps it's Kofi Kingston who's proven to be a bit unpredictable. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Okay, Sasha Banks being escorted out of the building following that attack. And I believe Bayley is being escorted as well. However, ladies and gentlemen, as Ember Moon, who just got attacked by Sasha Banks a few seconds ago, okay, as she's being dealt with here tonight, you gotta think she's walking into WrestleMania, and she could be walking in incredibly hurt as Kofi Kingston gets taken down. Okay, I don't know how long that assault has been going on backstage. I don't know how long Ember Moon was being attacked by Sasha before cooler heads prevailed or before the security guards rushed in. However, I'll tell you this, Kofi Kingston rushes in and connects there with the SOS. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count there. As we try to hone in, try to focus back on this matchup that's been happening here on SmackDown between Kofi and Eric Young. Both men wanting to gain that momentum for their respective teams. And Kofi, trouble in paradise. No, he ducks it. Picks him up. Sanity driver connects, driving him into the mat. As now, Young, he's not done. He kicks him in the gut. He has him. Oh, and he connects with a twisting neck breaker. Whipping him into the mat. 1, 2, 3. And this one's over. Okay, Eric Young and Kofi Kingston both beating the hell out of each other, but as you can see there, okay, I didn't really get the chance to comment on that. Okay, Eric Young trying to choke the life out of Kofi Kingston. However, seems as though the main talking point coming out of this matchup is Ember Moon walking into WrestleMania. Is she 100%? I'm not entirely sure. However, there you see Eric Young gaining that momentum for Sanity, and perhaps that momentum will give Dane and Wolf the chance at WrestleMania to leave with the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Well then, it seems as though that tag team match that I was just mentioning during the Kofi versus Young match just got a hell of a lot bigger. As the Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, who we saw earlier on tonight following last week's show, decided to reunite as a duo. Apparently, they're going to be joining the New Day and Sanity, making it a triple threat ladder match at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Tag Team titles this Saturday, November 14th, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. And while following that massive news by Edge regarding the SmackDown Tag Team title match, it's now time to turn our attention to the main event of the evening. Now, I'll admit this main event will not really have anything to do with WrestleMania, unlike most of the other matches and most of the other, well, things we've seen here on SmackDown. But this, for Jaxson Ryker, perhaps means more than a match at WrestleMania. Okay, this is a Falls Count Anywhere match. This is your main event of the evening. Okay, we've got EC3. We've got Jaxson Ryker. These two men who over the past year have formed this history alongside one another before, this history turned against one another here tonight as EC3 versus Jaxson Ryker. Here we go. If Ryker wins, he will be signed by WWE. If EC3 somehow gets the victory, and I say that knowing what Jaxson Ryker looks like and how much he wants to get his hands on EC3, if Ryker loses, then he will never be signed to WWE. Not to say he was signed to signed to WWE in the first place, because obviously EC3, he had Jaxson Ryker under his own employ. Okay, bringing him on to SmackDown, almost, I guess you could say, like the boss of Jaxson Ryker. However, ladies and gentlemen, Jaxson Ryker, he stands alone here tonight against EC3. His former boss, his former employer, the man who formerly cashed his checks. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Jaxson Ryker, he wants that WWE contract, because just look at this man. Okay, he is a potential star in the making. He is dangerous. He is powerful. And tonight, Ryker is looking to use that power, use that dangerous mentality to get the job done here. And to perhaps use all that anger to fuel a victory against the EC3. And here we go. The bell rings. We got Ryker. We got EC3. And we've got a match underway. And I do not expect this to be your typical professional wrestling match. I expect this to be a fight as Jaxson Ryker takes him down with the clothesline. Okay, Falls Count Anywhere rules. No disqualification, no count out. The only way to win is by pinfall or submission against your opponent. It doesn't have to be in that ring. It doesn't have to be in this building. Hell, it doesn't even have to be in the city. But Jaxson Ryker, EC3, they are fighting until only one of them, only one, can get the job done. Will Jaxson be able to earn himself a job, or will EC3 take that away from him? As now it seems as though EC3, he's wasting very little time. He's already got a weapon. Here we go. As he stares down Jaxson Ryker, he enters the ring, and here we go. EC3's got a weapon, but Ryker just uses his power to push it out of his hands, just snatch it away from him. Oh god, and then a chop right to the chest. Goes for a kick. However, this time, EC3 had it well scouted, trying to fight back here, trying to grab the arm, trying to gain any sort of momentum, but there you see that raw power of Jaxson Ryker being, well, shown to absolutely destroy EC3. However, EC3, perhaps I may have been incorrect in that statement, because he's trying to fight back here as Ryker rushes towards him, but nobody home in the corner. As EC3 with the, oh god, with the neck breaker there. The spinning neck breaker, not quite an Eric Young neck breaker, but nonetheless it looked effective. And perhaps EC3, as he's got a steel chair, could see this as an opportunity to dish out some punishment. And Ryker's skull goes crashing. Well, crashing into the chair as he is sent crashing to the outside here. And now it seems as though EC3 is not done. He has another weapon. And you gotta think this is exactly why EC3 wanted to be in this matchup. It's because he could use those weapons. However, Ryker takes it away from him, throws it down, and now EC3 ain't looking so good as the referee goes to the outside. Not typical of matches here in WWE. They don't particularly go to the outside during a match. However, this is false count anywhere, and the referee has to follow him as EC3 just gets sent into that barricade. And Jaxson Ryker just picks him up, and he's not done. And then again, sending him into the barricade. Oh god, this time head first. Oh, and it seems as though this time, Ryker sends him over the barricade into the crowd here. And now it seems as though these two are going in. Okay, just like Young, just like Kofi a few moments ago in their prior matchup. It seems as though Ryker and EC3 have entered the crowd. And of course, Ryker entering through the crowd here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna get up close and personal with them once again. However, EC3 getting up close and personal with Jaxson Ryker, launching him there. As now he grabs a little kendo stick. Okay, why the hell a kendo stick is in the crowd, I have no idea, but EC3 nonetheless using it to his advantage as he just hits him over and over again. And now grabbing a chair. Oh god, and then again. As EC3 just is hitting him over and over again with that steel chair. And Ryker not looking good at all. Going for the cover. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. Jaxson Ryker knows how important this matchup is. Okay, it's going to take a lot to keep this man down. However, EC3, you got to think he never wants to see Jaxson Ryker again. He never wants to deal with Jaxson again. So it's going to take a lot for EC3 to lose, as well as... Oh god, he gets slammed through the table! Suplex through the table onto the concrete, and Jaxson Ryker shouting at his former boss. As now he picks him up, it looks like he's not done following that vicious suplex onto the concrete, through the table. EC3, however, fighting back, grabbing him. And then a suplex of his own. Anything you can do, I can do better, says EC3. Jaxson Ryker, however, 1, 2. No, he says that he is not going to die here tonight due to that, well, that vicious suplex through the table onto the concrete, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you can almost say that the table helped break their fall. However, nonetheless, EC3, okay, is grabbing Jaxson Ryker, and it seems as though, oh, they get out of that little cubby position in the crowd, and now, ladies and gentlemen, they're in amongst the fans, and they're in for a fight. As an uppercut connects, as here you see Jaxson Ryker with these, oh god, vicious strikes, using his environment again to his advantage. As now Ryker launches EC3 again, and Jaxson just wailing on EC3 here tonight. However, EC3 is trying to fight back, but I don't think he can, as Jaxson, okay, with his raw power, his raw and vicious power being used to great effect here on EC3. However, EC3 nonetheless throws him away. Okay, perhaps trying to create some distance, but Jaxson Ryker, the moment EC3 comes back into frame, Jaxson Ryker strikes back as he, oh god, sends him face first into that barricade. As now it seems as though they're just now getting out of the crowd here, as they're fighting amongst each other by that stage there. Here on SmackDown, as Ryker and EC3, oh wait a second, Ryker gets up, oh god, and then a running knee there. I don't know if he really got all of it, but it connected nonetheless. Okay, it wasn't pretty, but it probably was effective here on the former WWE Champion. And of course, the only reason EC3 was WWE Champion for as long as he was because of the help of Jaxson Ryker. And now EC3 whips him into the ground there. In the back of his skull. 1, 2. No, and only a 2 count. The back of his skull just meeting that ramp. As now the referee gets a closer look here, and EC3 is trying to run away from the fight. No, wait a second. It looks as though he's going to be going into the backstage area, and here we go! The two men go into the backstage area here, and this fight continues on! Of course, I said falls count anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems as though they are definitely using that rule to great effect, as it looked like Jaxson Ryker was about to slam EC3 through the table with that German suplex. Instead, he gets caught, and now, oh my god, he gets his head bounced off the table. As EC3 looks at Ryker, and oh wait a second, he's got him up, and he connects! EC3 with the 1% TKO, going for the cover. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count there. And Ryker gets the shoulder up here, ladies and gentlemen, and these two men, okay, I can't even say they're even thinking about this as a match. They're thinking about it as a war, because that's what we're seeing. It's a fight, it's a brawl, it's a backstage war. And now Jaxson with the, oh god, with the elbows right to the gut. However, instead he gets a punch right to the jaw by EC3. And the two men going back and forth here with the, oh god, with a vicious clothesline by Ryker. As Jaxson picks up a trash can, as he waits for him to get up, and he hits him with the trash can. The metal can hitting the skull of EC3, and yet Ryker, he's not even going for the pin. He wants to annihilate EC3. If he's entering the WWE once again, then he's going to be doing so, perhaps, without EC3 being a part of it. However, EC3, wait a second, EC3 whips him in. Oh my god. The concrete floor. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count. And you gotta think, of course, the referee can't do anything about this. It's a falls count anywhere match. No disqualification. No count out. The referee can't say anything. Okay, these two men are beating the hell out of each other. Hell, you could introduce a chainsaw into this matchup, and the referee can't do anything. And I believe if Jaxson Ryker or EC3 could find one, they would definitely use one. However, right now, EC3 and Ryker are battling, using their fists, using their environment to beat the hell out of each other. As the punch connects, and now Ryker, he's got him, and he connects with a chokeslam powerbomb. Chokeslam powerbomb. 1, 2, no, and only a 2 count onto the concrete floor backstage. Yet EC3 gets the shoulder up. As now Ryker grabs a steel chair, EC3 getting up behind him. However, you gotta think, both men in a lot of pain. EC3 realizing the danger of Jaxson Ryker wielding a solid steel chair, so he punches him, making sure he drops it. Yet nonetheless, EC3 perhaps about to get dropped by Jaxson Ryker. Oh, but wait a second, Ryker gets a punch to the jaw. And now these two men are just tossing each other, throwing each other around backstage. And you gotta think, where the hell are they even going here? As EC3 has Jaxson Ryker, as he's dragging him, well, I believe towards the parking lot here. Oh, launches him into those boxes there. Okay, the production crates. And now it's Ryker who launches EC3 there. And EC3 trying to escape here, trying to roll away from him. However, right now he charges towards him, but realizes that that was a very bad idea as he gets a kick to the gut. And now Ryker picking up EC3 as they fight right next to that limousine. You gotta think perhaps EC3 came in with that limousine, not entirely sure. Okay, I wasn't particularly paying attention to what car he was sporting, but I'll tell you this, EC3, he's paying attention to Jaxson Ryker, paying attention to his environment, trying to figure out a way to survive this beast of a man. And EC3, however, dragging Jaxson, not entirely sure where. Seems that they're perhaps going towards that truck, perhaps that forklift maybe. Nonetheless, oh, with another elbow there, a series of elbows right to the gut of EC3. Jaxson Ryker now gets those punches, and EC3, oh, wait a second, EC3! up on that semi. Okay, EC3, I don't know if he's trying to escape Jaxson Ryker, if he has something up there, but I'll tell you this, Ryker and EC3 in very, very dangerous territory. The height alone of that semi-truck could spell disaster. Oh, as a forearm strike connects by EC3, and now EC3, oh, wait a second, perhaps telling Jaxson Ryker exactly what he thinks of him is, oh my god! EC3. One, two, three. And EC3. EC3, as you can see in the... Oh my god. To close out this edition of SmackDown, the go-home edition of WrestleMania, EC3 just launched Jaxson Ryker off the semi-truck onto the concrete floor. And Ryker will not be allowed to compete here in WWE. As WrestleMania looms ahead.